Hey everybody.
Hi.
Today I'm working both my horses. I'm starting off with Billie here. She's my 4-year-old reining cutting bred filly that I've had for about 2.5 years now, I think. She's been started on barrels, not really ever worked the poles, and today I wanted to introduce the poles to her. Start off with a really good warm-up. I usually walk my horses for about 10-ish minutes to start off with and just work on getting the blood flowing, getting the joint fluid moving, hopefully to avoid any injuries. I work on getting them soft. And with Billie here today, I was working on getting her off that inside shoulder because she does like to drop it a lot when we're turning, and making her bend more through the rib area. She was a little distracted this morning because beyond the arena fence, you can't see them, but there's quite a few wild horses right back there, and 2 of the stallions were actually fighting, so I was having a hard time getting her to focus on me and not on that. But great training opportunity, in my opinion, getting her used to distractions and still having to do her job and focus on me. No, I'm not really asking for her to drop her head like this. She just does it naturally. She likes to stretch down, and I have no problem with that. I ride on a pretty loose rein in the beginning before I'm asking for any sort of collection or anything, and she really likes to stretch down a lot. Here she is, distracted again by the horses. I'm working really hard on getting her to focus on me and not the wild horses, so we're working on some little circles and trying to pick up that shoulder more and bend her at the ribs. And then the wind decided to blow over some of the poles, and that was a little scary. Working on some more shoulder control from the other direction. Here she drops her shoulder, so I correct her. She wasn't too happy about the correction, but she brought it back together. Billie is naturally a very forward horse. She really wants to go. She has a lot of go. She's really fun to ride. She's like I call her my little freight train, because even though she's tiny, it's like riding a train, just so much power under you. poles were a little scary now that they were laying on the ground, so we did a little bit of work around them so she could see them out of both eyes and realize they weren't scary poles, they were just laying down. Been working with her on picking up the lope from a walk. It's getting a little bit better. It's not too smooth yet, but I think with a little bit more practice it'll be much better. She does have a very big, fast lope. She really wants to move and be forward, so I'm always working on slowing her down. Again, I'm not collecting her. She just naturally likes to carry her head low. Here we are trying to pick up the other lead. Got a little away from us, and then she decided to try and just take off at a run. She always wants to go fast. I'm constantly having to slow her canter down. So with it basically being like her third time maybe working the poles, I walked her through the poles about 5 or 6 times, just showing her where I want her feet to go, where to turn, the pole pattern, kind of letting her just see what we're going to be doing and getting used to it. She took to it pretty naturally. She's a very smart horse. She learns very quickly. She wants to please, and she really enjoys doing anything that she thinks, oh, this is my new job. I will be good at it. Trotting them. I took her through at a trot, again, probably 5 times, just showing her where her feet go, letting her figure it out, and kind of drilling that pole pattern into her head. I guess train tracking, kind of like you would with barrels. Since she was doing so well, I decided to give her a little lope through, but she wanted to run, so I was definitely having to hold her back. She was like, hang on, Mom, I got this. And she got a little lost there. Her feet got a little jumbled. The turn went a little wide. She was like, oh yeah, we got to turn here. overall for her first pole lope through. I think it went pretty well, so I let her go home and ended it with that. I cooled her down by walking through the pattern another couple times and called that a good workout for today for her. We worked about 37 minutes. I'm very proud of her first real day working the poles.
Good job. Was that fun? Huh? Yeah, good job. Good job. Way to go. What a good baby horse. Good job, baby.
And then it was Sassy's turn. This is my 8-year-old grade paint mare. I've had her for about 4 or 5 years now. When I got her, she was a hot mess. If you guys have ever seen my video introducing her, she could only Mexican dance. She was underweight. Her feet were skis. Took a long time for me to get the dancing out of her and to calm her down. She's a very emotional horse with a lot of silly little quirks, but I love her anyways. Started off with some tummy rubs. Which she loves. I haven't really ridden her myself in a little over a month now. And before that, I think maybe twice in the last 3 or 4 months. I've been letting my friends use her, my beginner friends, and she actually all last year did high school rodeo for one of my friend's daughters and didn't do too bad for her first year high school rodeo doing barrels and poles. But my other friend has been riding her, who is probably a novice rider, I would say, beginner novice. She is learning barrels and poles and having a lot of fun on Sassy, but I haven't been getting on her because they've been using her. And she's developed a few little bad habits from having different riders on her that this last week I've been kind of working on. Like, she's very hard to collect to begin with. She holds her head very high. She is a very stiff, not very flexible horse. She takes a lot to collect her, and so I wanted to work on getting her soft today and bending at the ribs, just like with Billie. She doesn't really like to flex. My other goal today was working on that right lead. She hates picking it up, and when she has a beginner on her, she is very hard to get to pick it up, so they can hardly get her to pick it up. So I wanted to work on making sure we could pick up that lead when I asked. You can't really tell in the video, but over in that corner, she really drops her shoulder and gets very tight. So I'm working on that far corner over there and making her stay soft and collected and bending at the ribs. She likes to drop the shoulder, like right there, so I'm correcting it. You can tell she's not too happy with me actually making her work. She's a really good mare for beginners because she does not have a lot of buttons. and she's very forgiving, and she's just easy to ride. So she has been working on the poles for probably over a year now. She actually loves doing the poles. But we have not worked on the poles in probably 6 months. So I started by walking her through and trotting her through again, just to get her mind back on it. Then I decided to let her do a little lope through, and she thought it was time to run. So I had to hold her back a little bit. She was really excited to be getting to do the poles. A little jumbled with her feet from lack of practice. Overall, I don't think she did very bad considering how long it's been since we worked them. I let her do another lope through, but she kind of got lost and tried to turn too early, and then it got her stressed out. Like I said, she's a very emotional horse. So I brought her back and said, no, we know how to do this. I ended her workout just revisiting being soft in the face and not dropping her shoulder. And I wanted to also make sure I could pick up that right lead again. And she did pretty good. Overall, I'm pretty happy with her workout today. I let the girls end the day with a nice roll and a nice warm mash.
Oh, is that better?
I hope everyone has a good week. I will see you later.
Goodness, you alright? Got your mash? Happy pony.